for coming back and seeing us after 18 months away. It's just absolutely incredible. Yeah. You guys are great. We are so happy to have you all. We are all incredibly busy working actors, and we had our first rehearsal with everybody last night. And that is the name of this game. You are all here to join us as we explore this play together. And our lovely Addie Vaughn here is joining us. Yes, absolutely. She has the daunting task of being on book for this this nest of squirrels you are about to see perform. Right? And it is because it's going to be nuts. She's going to try to keep us on track as much as she can, and the way she's going to do that is whenever we get out here and we go, and to be or not to be. Well, you guys all know that one. Okay. Whether to is nobler in the mind to suffer slings and arrows. If music be the fruit of love. Okay. You guys already know all of the words, so we're very lucky. But if you don't know the words to Two Gentlemen of Verona, Addie is here with the script in her hand, and we are going to call line bravely and courageously, and that means you all get to take a big drink. Yeah, you know it. A lot of you guys know it here, right? Because, like I said, we did it the first time last night, so we're going to see how this whole thing shakes out. We are so happy that you guys are here and that you guys are back. We are already in the works of planning the next one. We are trying to hit the ground running after this, I don't know, this global pandemic or whatever everybody's talking about.
What's the next one?
Oh, I can't tell you yet. But it's going to be one that is very seldom done and is very exciting. And if you know me, you would know that it is my favorite Shakespeare play of all of them. So that probably won't give it away to most of you. But we thank you again for being here. We have a lovely Katrina here in the bar selling drinks. Do you have the square yet?
Yes.
She has the square up so you can use your card there. You can pay with cash. She has beer and wine. Be sure that you're getting up even if we're in the middle of a scene. Get up and go to the bar. That's the whole point of this. You know? Nobody's gonna shush you for opening up your little wrapper. You know? That's not going to happen. Get up, get a drink, get up, go to the bathroom. Come back and join us when you can. We're not gonna stop, because if we stop, we'll lose all of the words. So, without further ado, Shakespeare in the Bar presents The Two Gentlemen of Verona.
Cease to persuade, my loving Proteus. I rather would entreat thee to see the wonders of the world abroad than living dully sluggard as at home. Wear out thy youth with shapeless idleness. Since thou lovest, love still and thrive therein, even as I would when I loved thee.
Wilt thou be gone? Sweet Valentine, adieu. Think on thy Proteus when thou happily seest some rare, noteworthy object in thy travel. Wish me partaker in thy happiness when thou dost meet good hap, and in thy danger, if ever danger do environ thee. Commend thy grievance to my holy prayers, for I will be thy beadsman, Valentine.
And on a love book, pray for my success?
Upon some book I love, I'll pray.
That's not some shallow story of deep love. How young Leander crossed the Hellespont.
Well, that's a deep story of a deeper love, for she was more than over shoes in love.
'Tis true, for you were over boots in love, and yet you never swum the Hellespont.
Over the boots, nay, give me not the boots.
No, nay, I will not, for it boots me not. To be in love, where scorn is bought with groans, coy looks with heart-sore sighs, one fading moment's mirth, with 20 watchful, weary, tedious nights. But if haply won, perhaps a hapless gain. If lost, why then a grievous labor won, however but a folly bought with wit, or else a wit by folly vanquished.
By your circumstance, you call me fool.
So by your circumstance, I fear you'll prove.
'Tis love you cavil at. I am not love.
Oh, love is your master, for he masters you. He that is so yoked by a fool, methinks, should not be chronicled for wise.
Yet writers say, as in the sweetest bud the eating canker dwells, So eating love inhabits in the finest wits of all.
And writers say as the most forward bud is eaten by the canker ere it blow, even so by love the young and tender wit is turned to folly, blasting in the bud, losing his virtue even in the prime, and all the fair effects of future hopes. But wherefore waste thy time to counsel me that art a votary to fond desire? Once more, adieu. My father at the road expects my coming, there to see me ship.
And thither will I bring thee, Valentine.
No, sweet Proteus. Now let us take our leave. Milan, let me hear from thee by letters of thy success in love. And what news else betideth here in absence of thy friend, and likewise will visit thee with mine.
All happiness bechance to thee in Milan.
As much to you at home. So, farewell.
He after honor hunts, I after love. He leaves his friends to dignify them more. I leave myself, my friends, and all for love. How, Julia, thou hast metamorphosed me, made me neglect my studies, lose my time, or with good counsel, set the world at naught, made wit with musing weak, heart sick with thought.
Say you, Sir Proteus, saw you my master?
But now he parted hence to embark for Milan.
20 to 1, he's sailed already, and I am to play the sheep in losing him.
Indeed, a sheep doth very often stray, and if the shepherd be a while away.
Dost thou conclude, then, that I am a sheep?
I do.
Then my horns are his horns, whether I wake or sleep,
A
huh?
silly answer, and fitting well a sheep.
This proves me still a sheep.
True, and thy master a shepherd.
See, the shepherd seeks not the sheep the shepherd. I seek my master seeks not me. Therefore, I am no sheep.
The sheep for fodder follows the shepherd for food follows not the sheep. Thou for wages followest thy master for wages follows not thee, therefore thou art a sheep.
Will make me cry.
What dost thou here? Gavest thou my letter to Julia?
Sir, a lost mutton, gave your letter to her, a laced mutton. And she, a laced mutton, gave me a lost, poor, very broke, lost mutton, nothing for my labor.
Here's too small a pasture for such a store of muttons.
We were best to stick her.
Nay, in that you are astray, 'twere best pound you.
Nay, sir, truly, less than a pound shall serve me for my labor.
You mistake. But what said she? Nod.
Aye.
Aye. Why, that's naughty.
No, you mistake, sir. You asked what she said, I say she did nod, and then I said aye because you asked, and that...
And that said together is naughty.
Oh. You have taken the pains to set it together, therefore, take it for your pain.
No, you shall have it for bearing the letter.
Oh, I perceive I must be fain to bear with him.
Why, sir, how do you bear with me?
Marry, sir, the letter! Very orderly, having nothing but the word naughty for my pain.
You shrew me, but you have a quick wit.
And you have a slow purse.
Come, open up the matter in brief. What said she?
Open up your purse that the money and the matter may both at once be delivered.
Well, sir, here is for your pains. What said she?
Truly, sir, I think you'll never win her.
Why, couldst thou perceive so much from her?
I could perceive nothing at all from her. No, sir, not even a ducat for delivering your letter. I fear she will be hard in telling you your mind, as she will be in you telling her your... Give her nothing but stone. Hard as steel.
What said she? Nothing?
Nothing at all. No, not even so much as, Take this for thy pains. I thank you. To testify your bounty, you have test-earned me, and in requital whereof, and henceforth, carry the letter yourself. And so I'll commend you to my master.
Go, be gone! I must go find some better messenger. I fear my Julia will not deign my lines, receiving them from such a worthless post.
But say, Lucetta, now we are alone. Wouldst thou then counsel me to fall in love?
Ah, madam, so you stumble not unheedfully.
Of all the fair resort of gentlemen that every day would parley encounter, in thine opinion, which is worthiest love?
Please you repeat their names, and I'll show my mind according to my a shallow, simple skill.
What thinkst thou of the fair Sir Eglamour?
That of a knight well-spoken, neat, and fine. But were I you, he never should be mine.
What thinkst thou of the rich Mercatio?
Well of his wealth, but of himself, so-so.
What thinkst thou of the gentle Proteus?
Lord! To see what folly reigns in us, my God.
How now? What means this passion at his name?
Oh, pardon, dear madam, it is a passing shame that I, unworthy body that I am, should censure thus on lovely gentlemen.
And why not on Proteus as of all the rest?
Then thus, of many good, I think him best.
Your reason.
I have no other but a woman's reason. I think him so because I think him so.
Why, he of all the rest hath never moved me.
Yet he of all the rest I think best love thee.
His little speaking shows his love but small.
Oh, fire that's closest kept burns most of all!
They do not love that do not show their love.
They love least that let men know their love, right?
Yeah.
Sing it. Peruse this paper, madam.
To Julia? Say from whom?
Well, that the contents will show.
Say who gave it to you.
Valentine's page, and sent, I think, from Proteus. He would have given it you, but I, being in the way, did in your name receive it. Pardon the fault, I pray.
Now, by my modesty, a goodly broker, dare you to presume to harbor wanton lines, to whisper and conspire against my youth? Now, 'tis an office of great worth, and you an officer fit for the place. Now get ye gone out of my sight.
To plead for love deserves more fee than hate.
Will ye be gone?
That you may ruminate.
Ooh, and yet I would overlook the letter. Oh, I would be ashamed to call her back again and pray her to a fault for which I chid her. What a fool is she that knows I am a maid and would not force the letter into my view, since maids in modesty say no, to which they would have the proverb construe yes. Oh, how churlishly I chid Lucetta hence, when willingly I would have had her here. My penance is to call Lucetta back and ask remission for my folly past. What ho, Lucetta!
What would your ladyship?
It's near dinner time?
I would it were that you might kill your stomach on your meat and not upon your maid.
Wouldst thou took up so gingerly?
Nothing.
Why didst thou stoop then?
To take up a paper that I let fall.
And is that paper nothing?
Nothing concerning me.
Then let it lie for those it concerns.
Madam, it cannot lie where it concerns, unless you have a false interpreter.
Some love of yours hath writ to you in rhyme.
And I might sing it, madam, to a tune. Give me a note. Your ladyship consent.
As by little toys may be such possible, best to sing it to the tune of Light o' Love.
Oh, 'tis too heavy for so light a tune.
Heavy? Will be it hath some burden then?
Aye, melodious were it. Would you sing it out?
And why not you?
I cannot reach that high.
Come now, minion. Let's hear your song.
Keep tuned there still, so you might sing it out. And yet methinks I do not like this tune.
You do not?
No, madam, it's too sharp.
You, minion, are too sussy.
Hey, now you are too flat and mar the concord with your harsh descant. There wanteth but a mean to fill it out.
The mean is drowned by your unruly bass.
Indeed, I bid the bass for Proteus.
Hey, this babble shall not henceforth trouble me.
Read it, if I want to read it.
Here is a coil with protestation. Now get ye gone.
She makes it strange, but she would be better pleased to have another letter to be angered of.
Nay, would I were so angered with the same. Oh, hateful hands to tear such loving words, injurious wasps to feed on such sweet honey and kill the bees that yield it with your stings. I'll kiss each several paper for amends. Mwah, mwah. Oh, look! Here is writ, kind Julia, unkind Julia. And look, here is writ, love wounded Proteus. Oh, poor wounded name, my bosom as a bed shall lodge thee till thy wound is thoroughly healed. And thus I search it with a sovereign kiss. But twice or thrice was Proteus written down. Begone, good wind, and blow not a word away, until I find each letter in the letter. Look here, and one line is his name twice writ. Poor forlorn Proteus, passionate Proteus, to the sweet Julia. Now that I'll tear away. And yet, I will not. Sith so prettily. Oh, he couples it to his complaining names. Thus will I fold one onto another. Now kiss, embrace, contend, do what you will.
Madam, dinner is ready and your father stays.
Well, let us go then.
What, shall these papers lie like telltales here?
If you respect them, best to take them up.
Oh, nay, I was taken up for laying them down. Yet here they shall not lie for catching cold.
I see you have one's mind to them.
Aye, madam, you may say what sights you see. I see things too, and you presume I wink?
Come, wilt he go?
Tell me, Panthino, what sad talk was that wherewith my brother withheld you in the cloister?
'Twas of his nephew, Proteus, your son.
What? What of him?
He wondered that your lordship would suffer him to spend his youths at home, while other men of slender reputation put forth their sons to seek preferment out. Some to the wars to try their fortunes there, some to discover islands far away, some to the studious universities. For any and all these exercises, he said your son Proteus was met, and did request me to importune you to let him spend his time no more at home, which would be a great impeachment to his age in having known no travel in his youth.
Nor needs thou much importune me to that whereon this month I have been hammering. I have considered well his loss of time, and that he cannot be a perfect man, not being tried and tutored in the world. Experience is by industry achieved and perfected by the swift course of time. So tell me, whither were I best to send him?
I think your lordship is not ignorant how his companion, youthful Valentine, attends the emperor in his royal court.
I know it well.
'Twere good, I think, you sent him thither. There shall he practice tilts and tournaments, hear sweet discourse, converse with noblemen.
Thou like thy counsel. Thy counsel well. Well hast thou advised. Thou mayest perceive how well I like it. The expedience of it shall be made known, and in good time. We will break with it.
Sweet love, sweet lines, sweet life. Here is her hand, the agent of her heart. Here is her oath for love, her honor's pawn. Oh, that our fathers would applaud our loves and seal our happiness with their consents. Oh, heavenly Julia.
Now. What letter are you reading?
May it please your lordship, 'tis a word or two of commendation sent from Valentine, delivered by a friend who came from him.
Lend me the letter. Let me see what news.
There is no news, my lord, but that he writes how happily he lives, how well beloved and daily graced by the emperor, wishing me with him partner in his fortune.
And how stand you affected to his wish?
As one relying on your lordship's will, and not depending on his friendly wish.
But my will is something sorted with his wish. Use not that I thus suddenly perceive. For what I will, and there an end. I am resolved that thou shalt spend some time with Valentinus in the emperor's court. Tomorrow, be in readiness to go. Excuse it not, for I am peremptory. Come on, Panthino. You shall be employed to hasten on his expedition.
Thus have I shunned the fire for fear of burning, and drenched me in the sea where I am drowned. I feared to show my father Julia's letter, lest he should take exceptions to my love. And with the vantage of mine own excuse, he hath accepted most against my love. Oh, how this spring of love resembleth the uncertain glory of an April day, which now shows all the beauty of the sun, and by a cloud takes all away.
Give it me, it's mine! Wait for me here. I'll be back. Or don't, I don't care. Really, whatever, just like, don't be weird about it, right? Oh, Sylvia!
Madame Sylvia! Madame Sylvia!
Oh no, Sylvia!
She is not within hearing, sir.
Call her!
Well, your worship, sir. Or else I mistook.
Still be too forward.
Gladys, I was chidden for being too slow.
Oh, go to your Sir. Do you know Madame Sylvia?
She that your worship loves.
Why, how know you that I am in love?
Well, marry, sir, by these special marks. First, you have learned, like Sir Proteus, to wreathe your arms like a malcontent, to relish a love song, to walk alone, to sigh, to weep, to fast, to speak, puling like some beggar at Hallowmas. You were wont, sir, when you laughed to crow like a cock. When you walked like one of the lions. When you looked sadly, it was only for want of money, but now I look upon you and I can hardly take you as my master.
Are all these things perceived in me?
Oh, they are all perceived without ye.
But tell me, dost thou know my lady Sylvia?
She that you gaze on so while she sits at supper.
Hast thou observed that? That even she, I mean?
You know, I know her not.
Dost thou know her by my gazing on her, and yet thou knowst her not?
Well, is she not hard favored, sir?
Not so fair, boy, as well favored.
Well, I know that well enough.
I mean that her beauty is exquisite! And her favor, infinite.
Oh. You have not seen her since she was deformed.
How long hath she been deformed?
Why, ever since you have loved her.
I have loved her ever since I saw her, and still I see her beautiful.
Well, if you love her, you cannot see her.
Why?
Why, because love is blind. Oh, that you had mine eyes, or your own eyes had the lights that they were wont to have when you last chid Proteus for going ungartered.
In conclusion, I stand affected to her.
Well, I would you would sit so your erection would cease.
Affection! Last night, she enjoined me to write some lines to one whom she loves.
Have you?
I have.
Are they not lamely writ?
No, boy, but as well as I could do them. Peace, here she comes.
Now he interpret to her.
Madam and mistress, 1,000 good morrows.
Sir Valentine and servant. To you, 2,000.
As you have enjoined me, I have written your letter unto that secret, nameless friend of yours, which I was much unwilling to proceed in, but for my duty to your ladyship.
I thank you, gentle servant. 'Tis very clerkly done.
No, trust me, madam, it came hardly off for being ignorant to whom it goes. I read at random, very doubtfully.
Perchance you think too much of so much pains?
No, so instead I will write, please you command 1,000 times as much, and yet...
A pretty period. And, well, I can guess the sequel, and yet I will not name it, and yet I care not. And yet, take this again, and yet I thank you. Meaning henceforth to trouble you no more.
What means your ladyship? Do you not like it?
Oh, yes. The lines were very quaintly writ, but since unwillingly take them again, may take them.
Madam, they are for you.
Aye, sir. You writ them at my request, but I will none of them. They are for you. I would have had them written more movingly.
Please, your ladyship, I will write you another.
And when it's done, for my sake, read it. And if it please you, why so? And if not, why so?
If it please me, madam, what then?
If it please you, take it for your labor. And so, fare thee well, servant.
Inscrutable, invisible as a nose on a man's face or a weathercock on a steeple. She has taught my master, being her pupil, to become her tutor. Oh, excellent device! Oh, she has made my master, being scribe, write the letter to himself.
How now, boy? What are you reasoning with yourself?
Oh, nay, I was rhyming. 'Tis you that have the reason.
To do what?
To be the spokesman to Madame Sylvia.
To whom?
Why, to yourself. Perceive the jest?
No, believe me.
No, believing you indeed. Do you not perceive her earnest?
She gave me none except an angry word.
Why, she hath delivered you a letter! And there it
Letter
is!
that I writ to her friend.
Carry on!
He's just like that.
Why, 'tis all well. I warrant thee, often have you writ to her, and she, not being able to reply either for humility or for want of idle time. All this I read in print, for in print I found it. Why muse you so? 'Tis almost dinner time.
Dined already.
Aye, sir, but hearken, though the chameleon love me, feed upon the air, I am one who am nourished by my victuals, and would fain have meat. Come, sir, let us go. Be not like your mistress. Be moved.
Oh my God!
Patience, gentle Julia. When possibly I can, I will return.
I must when there is no remedy. And if you turn not, you will return sooner. Here, take this ring for thy Julia's sake.
Why then we'll make exchange. Here, take you this.
And seal the bargain with a holy kiss.
Here is my hand for my true constancy. My father says my coming, answer not. The tide is now. Nay, not thy tide of tears. That tide should stay me longer than I should. Farewell, Julia. What, gone without a word? Aye, so true love should do, it cannot speak. For love hath better deeds than words to grace it.
Sir Proteus, you are stayed for.
I come. Alas, this parting strikes poor lovers dumb.
Come here. Come here. I know. Oh, you dropped it. Nay, 'twill be this hour ere I'm done weeping. All the kind of Launces have this very fault. And I have received my proportion like the prodigious sun, and am sent with Sir Proteus to the imperial court. Sorry. I think my dog Crab be the sourest natured dog that lives. Well, hear me out. My mother weeping and my father wailing. My sister crying, and our cat wringing its hands, and all of our house in great perplexity, and yet, did not this cold-hearted cur shed one tear? He's a stone, a very pebble stone, and hath no more pity in him than a dog. Why, my grandam, having no eyes, look you, wept herself blind at my parting. Oh, nay, I will show you the manner of it. This shoe is my father. No, this left shoe is my father. No, this left shoe is my mother. That cannot be so neither. Ah, yes, it is, for it hath the worser soul. This left shoe, with the hole in it, is my mother. This right shoe, my father. Now, I go to my father. I kiss him. He weeps on. And then walk I to my mother. Oh, that she could speak as a wood woman. Well, I kissed her. And why there 'tis! Smears my mother's breath up and down. Ah!
Launce! Away, aboard! Thy master is shipped, and thou art to post after him with oars. What's the matter? Away, ass! You'll lose the tide if you tarry any longer.
It is no matter if the tide were lost, for it is the unkindest tide that ever man hath tied.
What's the unkindest tide?
He that's tied here. Crab, my dog.
Tut, man. I mean that will lose the flood. And in losing the flood, lose the voyage. And in losing the voyage, lose thy master. Why dost thou stop my mouth?
For fear that thou should lose thy tongue.
And where should I lose my tongue?
In thy tail.
In thy tail?
But man, if the river were dry, I would fill it with my tears. And if the winds were down, I could drive the boat with my sighs.
Come away, man. I was sent to call thee.
Call me what thou darest.
Wilt thou go?
Well, I will go. Not that you said so.
Come here, crowd.
Master,
Servant!
Mistress!
Sir Thurio frowns on you.
Aye, boy, it's for love.
Yes, but not for you.
For my mistress, then.
You know, for best you knocked him.
I'll do that.
Servant! Servant, you are sad.
Indeed, madam, I seem so.
Oh, seem you that you are not?
Haply I do.
So do counterfeits.
So do you.
Oh, what seem I that I am not?
Wise.
Not angry, Sir Thurio. Do you change color?
Give him leave, madam. He's a kind of chameleon.
Oh yeah, that have more mind to feed on your blood than live in your air.
So you have said, sir.
Sir, if you wish to go word for word with me, I will make your wit bankrupt.
Gentlemen, no more. Here comes my father.
Now, daughter Sylvia, you are hard beset. Sir Valentine, your father is in good health. What say you to a letter from your friends of much good news?
My lord, I would be thankful to any happy messenger from thence.
Know ye the Don Antonio, your countryman?
Aye, my good lord. I know him to be a gentleman of worth and worthy estimation, and not without desert, so well reputed.
And hath he not a son?
Aye, my good lord, a son that well deserves the honor and regard of such a father.
You know him well.
I know him as myself. For from our infancy we have conversed and spent our hours together. And in a word, for far behind his worth comes all the favors that I would bestow. He is complete in feature and in mind, with all good grace to grace a gentleman.
Beshrew me, if he make this good, he be as worthy of an empress's love as meet to be an emperor's counselor. But good sir, this gentleman comes to me with commendation from great potentates, and here he means to spend his time a while. This 'tis to you not unwelcome news, I think.
Should I have but wished a thing it had been he.
Well, welcome him according to his worth. I shall send him to you present hither.
This is the gentleman I had told your ladyship had come along with me, but that his mistress did hold his eyes locked in her crystal looks.
Belike perchance she hath enfranchised them upon some other pawn for fealty.
Nay, sure, I think she holds them prisoner still.
Nay, then he should be blind, and being blind, how could he see his way to seek out you?
Why, madam, love hath 20 pair of eyes.
Ah, they say that love hath not an eye at all.
Yeah, to see such lovers. Yeah, to see such lovers, Thurio, as yourself. Upon a homely object, love can wink.
Oh, have done. Here comes the gentleman.
Welcome, Proteus. Mistress, I beseech you, confirm his welcome with some special favor.
Too low a mistress for so high a servant.
Not so, sweet lady. Too mean a servant to have a look of such a worthy mistress.
Servant, you are welcome to a worthless mistress.
I'll die on him that says so, but yourself,
That you are welcome?
that you are worthless.
Madam, my lord, your father would speak with you.
I wait upon his pleasure. Once more, new servant, you are welcome. I wait for you to confer upon home affairs. When you have done, we look to see you.
We'll both attend upon your ladyship.
How does your lady, and how thrives your love?
Oh, my tales of love were wont to weary you. I know you joy not in a love discourse.
Aye, Proteus, but that life is altered now. Oh, gentle friend, love is a mighty lord, and hath so humbled me, as I confess, there is no woe to his correction, nor to his service no such joy on earth. Now, no discourse except it be of love. Now can I break my fast, dine, sup, and sleep upon the very naked name of love.
Enough! I saw your fortune in your eye. Was this the idol that you worship so?
Even she? And is she not a heavenly saint?
No, but she is an earthly paragon.
Call her divine.
I will not flatter her.
You flatter me, for love delights in praises.
When I was sick, you gave me bitter pills, and I must minister the like to you.
Then speak the truth by her. If not divine, yet let her be a principality. Sovereign to all the creatures on the earth.
Except my mistress.
Oh, sweet, except none of them.
Have I not reason to prefer mine own?
Well, and I will help thee to prefer her too. She shall be distinguished with this high honor, to bear my lady's train, lest that the base earth should from her vesture chance to steal a kiss.
Why, Valentine, what braggartism is this?
Pardon me, Proteus. All I can is nothing to her whose worth makes other worthies nothing. She is alone.
Then let her alone!
Not for the world! Why, man, she is mine own! And I is rich in having such a jewel as 20 seas, if all the sands were pearl, the water nectar, and the rocks pure gold. Oh, forgive me that I do not dream on thee while thou seest me dote upon my love. My foolish rival that her father likes her for his possessions are so huge is gone with her along, and I must have her for love thou knowest is full of jealousy.
But she loves you.
I? And we are betrothed. Nay, more our marriage hour, with all the cunning manner determined of, how I shall climb her window, the ladder made of cords, and all the means plotted and agreed on for my happiness. Good Proteus, come with me along to my chamber in these affairs to aid me with thy counsel.
Go on before, I will call you forth. I must unto the road to disembark some necessaries that I needs must use, and then I'll attend you presently.
Will you make haste?
I will. Even as one heat another heat expels, or as one nail by strength drives out another, so the remembrance of my former love is by a newer object quite forgotten. Is it mine or Valentine's praise? Her true perfection or my false transgression that makes me reasonless to reason thus? She is fair, and so is Julia that I love, that I did love. For now my love is thawed. Methinks my zeal to Valentine is cold, and that I love him not as I was wont. Oh, but I love his lady too much, and that's the reason I love him so little. 'Tis but her picture I have yet beheld, and that hath dazzled my reason's light. But when I look on her perfections, there is no reason, but I will be blind. To leave my Julia shall I be forsworn. To love fair Sylvia shall I be forsworn. To wrong my friend I shall be much forsworn. And even that power which gave me first my oath provokes me to this threefold perjury. Love bade me swear, and love bids me forswear. Oh, sweet suggesting love, if thou hast sinned, teach me thy tempted subject to excuse it. At first I did adore a twinkling star, but now I worship a celestial sun. I will forget that Julia is alive, remembering that my love for her is dead. And Valentine I'll hold an enemy, aiming at Sylvia as a sweeter friend. I cannot now prove constant to myself without some treachery aimed at Valentine. This night he meaneth with a corded ladder to ascend her chamber window, myself in counsel, his competitor. Now presently, I'll give her father notice of their disguising and intended flight, who all in rage will banish Valentine, for Thurio he intends will wed his daughter. But Valentine being gone, I'll quickly cross, by some sly trick, and blunt Thurio's dull proceedings. Love, lend me wings to make my purpose swift, as thou hast lent me wit to plot this drift.
Jackass!
Gentle girl, assist me! And even in kind love I do conjure thee to lessen me and tell me some good mean, but with my honor I may undertake a journey to my loving Proteus.
Alas, the way is wearisome and long.
A true devoted pilgrim is not weary, to measure kingdom with his feeble steps. Much less shall she that hath love's wings to fly. Oh, and when the flight is made to one so dear as of such divine perfection as Sir Proteus.
Better forbear till Proteus make return.
Oh, know'st thou not his looks are my soul's food? Pity the dearth that I have pined in for longing for that food so long a time. Didst thou but know the inly touch of love, thou wouldst sooner kindle fire with snow than wine. Seek the quench. Wine again! To seek to quench the fire of love with words.
I do not seek to quench your love's hot fire.
The more thou damn'st it up, the more it burns. And let me go and hinder not my course till my last steps have brought me to my love.
In what habit will you go along?
Well, not like a woman, for I would prevent the loose encounters of lascivious men. Gentle Lucetta, fit me in such weeds that would become a well-reputed page.
Why, then your ladyship must cut your hair.
Ooh. No, girl! I'll put it up in silken strings, with 20-odd conceited true love knots, to be fantastic, to become a youth of greater time than I shall show to be.
What fashion, madam, shall I make your breeches?
Whatever fashion thou thinkest best, Lucetta.
You needs must have a codpiece, madam.
Lucetta, that would be ill-favored.
A round hose, madams, not worth a pin, unless you have a codpiece to stick pins on.
Lucetta, as thou lovest me, thou mine. Thou thinkest meet and most mannerly. But tell me, wench, how might the world repute me for taking so unstead a journey? I fear me to be scandalized.
If you think so, stay home and go not.
Nay, that I will not.
Then never dream on infamy, but go. Look, if Proteus like your journey when you come, well, what matter who's displeased when you are gone? Mm-hmm. I fear me he will scarce be pleased withal.
That is the least of my fears, Lucetta. Thousands of oaths and ocean of tears warrant me welcome to my Proteus.
These are all servants of deceitful men.
Mm-hmm. Base men use them to so base effect, but truer stars did govern Proteus's birth. His words are bonds, his oaths are oracles, his love sincere, his thoughts immaculate, his tears pure messengers from his heart. His heart as far from fraud as heaven from earth.
Well, pray heaven he prove so when you come to him.
Now, Lucetta, as thou lovest me, do him not that wrong by bearing a hard opinion of his truth. Only deserve my love by loving him. Now let's go. I grow impatient of my tarriance.
Thurio, leave us while I pray thee. We have some secrets we must confer about. Now, Proteus, what is your will with me?
Most gracious lord, That which I would discover, the law of friendship bids me to conceal. But when I think on your gracious deeds done to me, undeserving as I am, my duty pricks me on to utter that which else no worldly good should draw from me. No worthy prince, Sir Valentine, my friend, this night intends to steal away your daughter. Myself am one made privy to the plot. I know you have determined to bestow her on Thurio, whom your gentle daughter hates. And were she thus stolen away from you, it would be much vexation to your age. Thus, for my duty's sake, I rather chose to I rather chose to cross my friend in his intended drift than, by concealing it, heap on your head a pack of sorrows which would press you down, being unprevented to your timeless grave.
Proteus, I thank thee for thine honest care, to which requite command me whilst I live. This love of theirs I have myself often seen, happily while they thought I was fast asleep. And oftentimes I have proposed to forbid Sir Valentine from her company and my court, but fearing my jealous aim might err and unworthily disgrace the man, I gave him goodly looks, thereby which to find that which thou hast disclosed to me, and so that thou mayest know this fear of mine, I nightly lodge her in an upper tower, the keys whereof I only affect. Therefore she cannot be taken away.
No, noble lord, they have devised a mean how he her chamber window will ascend, and with a corded ladder fetch her down, for which the youthful lover now is gone, and this way comes he with it presently, where, if it pleases you, you may intercept him. But, please my lord, do it so cunningly that my discovery be not aimed at, for love of you, not hate unto my friend, have made me publisher of this pretense.
Upon my honor, he will never know that I have lighted this from thee.
Adieu, my lord. Sir Valentine is coming.
Sir Valentine! Whither away so fast?
Pleases your grace, there is a messenger that stays to bear my letters to my friends, and I am going to deliver them.
Be they of any import?
The tenor of them but doth signify my health and happy being at your court.
Nay then, no matter. Stay with me a while. I must break thee an affair which is near to me. Thou must keep secret. Thou knowest how I have sought to match my friend Sir Thurio with my daughter.
I know it well, my lord, and 'twere a match that were rich and honorable. Besides, the gentlemen were worthy, full of bounty, duties, and qualities beseeming such a wife as your fair daughter. Cannot your grace win her to fancy?
No, trust me, she is peevish, sullen, froward, proud, disobedient, stubborn, lacking duty, neither regarding that she is my child, nor fearing me as if I were her father. And let me tell thee, this pride of hers, upon advice, hath drawn my love from her. And knowing that my remnant of age she should be cherished by her childlike duty, I am full resolved to find a wife and turn her out to whom may take her in. Let her beauty be her wedding dower, for me and my possessions she esteems not.
Oh. What would your grace have me doing this?
Thank you. There's a lady here in Verona whom I affect, but she is nice and coy, and esteems not my aged eloquence. But therefore you shall be my tutor, for long and gone have I forgot to court. Besides which, the fashion of the times have changed, and I know not how to bestow myself to be regarded by her sun-bright eye.
Win her with gifts, if she respect not words. Dumb jewels often in their silent kind more than quick words do move a woman's mind.
But she did scorn the present that I sent her.
A woman sometimes scorns what best contents her. Send her another. Never give her o'er. For scorn at first makes after love the more. If she do frown, 'tis not in hate of you, but rather to beget more love in you. If she do chide, 'tis not to have you gone, for why the fools are mad if left alone. Take no repulse, whatever she doth say, for get you gone doth not mean away. Flatter and praise, commend, extol their graces, though ne'er so black. Say they have angels' faces. That man that hath a tongue, I say, is no man if with his tongue he cannot win a woman.
But she,
You know I'm right.
Me too, please. But she, is promised by her friends to a youthful gentleman of worth, and so severely kept by resort of men that no man hath access to her by day.
Why then I would resort to her by night?
Aye, but the door is locked and the key kept safe, therefore no man hath recourse by night.
What? But one may enter at her window.
The chamber is a loft, far from the ground, and built so shelving that no one may climb it for fear of hazard of his life.
Why then a ladder, quaintly made of cords, to scale up would serve to scale another hero's tower?
Thou art a gentleman of blood. How may I have such a ladder?
When would you need it, Racer?
This very night! For love is like a child that longs for all he can come by.
By 7 o'clock, I will get thee such.
But harkye, I will visit her alone. Therefore, how shall I convey the ladder thither?
It will be light that you may bear it under a cloak that is of any length.
As light as that shall serve the turn.
Aye, my good lord.
Why then, let me see thy cloak. I shall give me another one of some such length.
My lord, any cloak will serve.
In a cloak. Nay, pray thee, let me feel thy cloak upon me. What is this?
Oh, shit!
What is it, right? What is this letter here to Sylvia? They're the very engine for my proceeding. I shall be so bold as to break the seal for once. What's here? Sylvia, this night I shall enfranchise thee. Oh! 'Tis so. And there the ladder for thy purpose. Why, fate, for thou art Merab's son, wilt thy guide thy heavenly car with such grace that thou shalt burn the world? Wilt thou reach the stars because they shine on thee? Go, base intruder, thy overweening slave! Bestow thy fawning smiles on equal mates, and think my patience, which is more than thou deserves, privilege for thy departure hence.
And why not death rather than living torment? To die is to be banished from myself, and Sylvia is myself. Banished from her is self from self, a deadly banishment. What light is light if Sylvia be not seen? What joy is joy if Sylvia be not by? Unless it is to think that she is by, and feed upon the shadow of perfection, except I be by Sylvia in the night. There is no music in the nightingale. Unless I be by Sylvia in the day, there is no day for me to look upon. She is my essence. And I leave to be if I be not by her fair influence. fostered, illumined, cherished, kept alive. I fly not death to fly his deadly doom. Tarry I here, I but attend on death. But fly I hence, I fly away from life.
Run, boy! Run! Run and seek him out!
So-ho! So-ho!
What seest thou?
It's him we go to find. It's not a hair on his head, but 'tis a valentine.
Valentine?
No. Neither.
What then?
Nothing.
Can nothing speak, sir? Shall I strike?
What wouldst thou strike?
Nothing. I pray you, I shall strike nothing.
Sarah, I say forbear. Friend Valentine, a word.
My ears are stopped and cannot hear good news, for much of bad hath already possessed them.
Then in dumb silence will I bury mine, for they are false, untunable, and bad.
Sylvia dead?
No, Valentine.
No Valentine indeed, for sacred Sylvia. Hath she forsworn me?
No, Valentine.
No Valentine, Sylvia hath forsworn me. What is your news?
There's a proclamation that thou art banished.
That thou art banished. Oh, that's the news. From hence, from Sylvia and from me, thy friend.
Oh, I have fed upon this woe already, and now excess of it will make me surfeit. Does Sylvia know that I am banished?
Aye, and she hath offered much remorse, but neither bended knees, pure hands held up, sad sighs, deep groans, nor silver shedding tears could penetrate her uncompassionate sire. But Valentine, if he be ta'en, must die.
No more. Unless the next word thou speakst has some malignant power upon my life. If so, I pray thee breathe it in mine ear. An ending anthem for my endless dolour.
Cease to lament for that which thou canst not help, and study help for that which thou lamentst. Time is the nurse and breeder of all good. Here if thou stay, thou canst not see thy love. Come, I'll convey thee through the city gates, and ere I part with thee, confer at large of all that may concern thy love affairs. As thou lovest Sylvia, though not for thyself, regard thy danger, and along with me.
I pray thee, Launce, and if thou shalt cease my boy, bid him make haste,
Sir,
and meet me at the north gate.
find him out. Come, Valentine.
It's not my shirt. I am a fool. Look you. Thank you. But I do have wit enough to know that my master is a kind of knave. But that's all one, if he be but one knave. He lives not now, but knows me to be in love. And yet, I am in love! Oh, but a team of horses shall not pluck that from me. Nor who 'tis I love. It's a woman. What kind of woman? I will not tell myself. She's a milkmaid. Oh, but she is not a maid, for she hath had many gossips. But 'tis a maid, for she serves as her master's maid and serves her wages. Whew. She hath more qualities than a water spaniel. And she is much in a fair Christian. Oh, here is a catalog of her condition. That's how they used to do things. In primus, she can fetch and carry. Why, a horse can do no more. Nay. A horse can only carry and not fetch. Therefore, she's better than a jade. Next, she can milk. Ooh, look you. A sweet virtue and a maid with clean hands.
How goes your mastership?
Why, my mastership, it is at sea.
So advice. She mistakes the word. What news is in your letter?
Oh, the
blackest news that ever thou hast read.
How black?
Black as ink!
Let me read it.
Oh, thou jolthead! Thou canst not read.
Thou liest, I can!
Oh! Then tell me, who begot thee?
Mary, the son of my grandfather!
Oh, illiterate loiterer! It was the son of thy grandmother! That proves that thou canst not read.
Let me read it.
And St. Nicholas be thy speed.
Imprimis, she can milk.
Why, that she can.
She can wash and scour.
That is a special virtue, for then she need not be washed and scoured.
She hath many nameless virtues.
Okay. Well, that is as much as to say as bastard virtues that know not their fathers and therefore not their names.
Here follow her vices.
Oh, close on the heels of her virtues.
She is not to be kissed fasting in respect of her breath.
Well, that may be mended with a breakfast.
Oh.
Go on.
She hath a sweet mouth.
Well, that makes up for the sour breath.
She is slow in words.
Oh, villain! Put that down among her vices. Why, in Texas, to be slow in words is a woman's only virtue. I said, out with it and put it among her chief virtue.
Absolutely, I'm gonna just stretch that. She is proud.
No, that is Eve's legacy and cannot be taken from her.
Ooh, she hath no teeth.
Well, that is good because I love crusts.
She will often praise her liquor.
Well, if the liquor be good, then she shall. And if she will not, then I will, for good things should be praised.
She hath more hair than wit, and more wit than faults, and more wealth than... Wait, nope, I read that wrong. You were right.
Well, read it
I
again
cannot
since
read.
you can.
She hath more hair than wit, and more faults than hairs, and more wealth than faults.
Stop there. She was mine and not mine. Twice or thrice in that last article. Rehearse that once more.
She hath more hair than wit.
All right, this may be. I will prove it. The cover hides the salt, for the greater hides the less. The hair that covers the wit is greater than the wit, for the greater hides the less. What is next?
She hath more faults than hairs.
That's monstrous.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that one out.
What do you do with that?
And more wealth than faults.
That word makes all the faults gracious. Well, I will have her. And if it be a match, as nothing is impossible, then I'll tell thee that thy master stays for thee at the north gate.
For me?
Aye, for you who art thou. He hath stayed for a lesser man than thee.
He wants me to go there now.
Aye, thou should go, for thou hast stayed so long that going will scarce serve the turn.
Well, you should have told me sooner. A pox of your love letter.
He will be swinged for reading my letter. Unmannerly slave that will thrust himself into other people's secrets. I'll after him and rejoice in the boy's correction.
Cytherea, fear not that she will love thee now Valentine is banished from her sight.
Since his exile, she hath despised me most, forsworn my company, and railed at me that I am desperate of obtaining her.
This weak impress of love is like a figure trenched in ice, with which an hour of heat shall dissolve into water and lose its form. A little time will thaw her thoughts, and worthless Valentine shall be forgot. How now, Proteus?
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Now, speaking of, has your countrymen, according to our proclamation, gone?
Gone, my good lord.
My daughter takes his going grievously.
A little time, my lord, will kill that grief.
So I believe, but Thurio thinks not so. Proteus, the good conceit in which I hold thee, for thou hast shown some measure of good desert, makes me the better to confer with thee.
Longer that I prove loyal to your grace, let me not live to look upon your grace.
Thou knowest how willing I am to match Sir Thurio with my daughter.
I do, my lord.
And thou art not ignorant, I think, that she opposes him against my will.
She did, my lord, when Valentine was here.
And so perversely she still perseveres, so what may we do to make the girl forget the love of Valentine and love Sir Thurio?
The best way is to slander Valentine with cowardice, falsehood, and poor descent. 3 things that women highly hold in hate.
Aye, but she will think it spoke in hate.
Aye, if it be spoken by one whom she esteemeth as his enemy.
Therefore you must undertake to slander him.
That, my lord, I should be loath to do. 'Tis an ill office for a gentleman, especially against his very friend.
Well, just as your good words will not advantage him, your slander shall not damage him. Therefore the office is indifferent when entreated by such a person.
There, you have prevailed.
Ah.
If I can do it by aught that I can speak in his dispraise, she shall not long continue to love him. But say that this weed her love from Valentine, it follows not that she will love Sir Thurio.
Therefore, as you unwind her love from him, lest it should ravel and be good to none, you must provide to bottom it on me, which must be done by praising me, as much as you in worth dispraise Sir Valentine.
And, Sir Proteus, we dare to trust thee in this kind, for we know, as told by Valentine, that thou art the very firm votary of love, and soon cannot revolt and change your mind. Upon this warrant, I give access where you and Sylvia shall confer at large, and where you will temper her with your persuasions to hate the young Valentine and love my friend.
As much as I can do, I will effect. But you, Sir Thurio, are not sharp enough. You must lay lime to tangle her desires with woeful sonnets whose composed rhymes are full fraught with serviceable vows.
Aye, much force is brought from heaven-bred poesy.
Say that upon the altar of her beauty you sacrifice your sighs, your tears, your heart. Write till your ink be dry, and with your tears moist it again, and frame some feeling line that may discover some integrity. Visit by night her chamber window with some sweet concert. To their instruments tune a deploring dump. The night's dead silence will well become such sweet complaining grievance. This, or else nothing will inherit her.
This discipline shows that thou hast been involved.
In thy advice, this night I'll put into practice. Therefore, Sir Proteus, my direction giver, let us into the sea presently! Even now about it, I forgive you.
You're bigger, hide me!
Stand fast! I see a passage.
If there be 10, shrink not, but down with him!
Stand, sirs, and throw us that you have about you. If not, we'll make you sit and rifle you.
These are the villains that the travelers do all fear.
My friend!
That is not true, sir. We are your enemies.
We'll hear him!
Aye, by my beard we will, for he's a proper man.
I have little wealth to lose. The man I am crossed with adversity. My riches are these poor habiliments of which, if you should here disfurnish me, you take the sum and substance that I have.
Whither travel you?
To Verona.
Whence came you?
From Milan.
Have you long sojourned there?
Some 16 months and longer should have stayed if crooked fortune had not thwarted me.
But were you banished thence?
I was.
For what offense?
That which pains me to rehearse, I killed a man. Whose death I much repent, but yet I slew him manfully in fight, without false vantage or base treachery.
Why ne'er repent it, if it were done so? But were you banished for such a small fault?
I was. And held me glad of such a doom.
Ho ho! By the bald scalp of Robin Hood's fat friar, this feller! I'm not done! This feller! He'll be a king for our wild faction!
We'll have him. Sirs! A word.
Sir! You were best to join them. This is an honorable thievery.
Peace, villain!
So you know, some of us, we're gentlemen. Myself, we're from Verona banished for practicing to steal away a lady. You know.
And I! From Mantua! A man who, in my mood, I stabbed into the heart!
And I for the same like crime as these. But to the point.
Because you were a banished man. Therefore, above all the rest, we parley to you. And are you content to be our general and live as we do in this wilderness?
Yeah, what sayest thou? Wilt thou be of our consort?
That St. Cruz in the back talking.
But if thou scorn our courtesy, thou diest.
Thou shalt not live to brag what we have offered.
I will take their offer and live with
Provided that we do no such outrages on silly women or poor passengers.
Oh, well, nay, we despise such vile and base practices. Come on, you go with us. All right, we'll take you to our crew, show you all our treasure.
Already have I been false to Valentine, and now I must be as unjust to Thurio. Under the color of commending him, I have accessed my own love to prefer. Oh, but Sylvia is too fair, too true, too holy to be corrupted with my worthless gifts. Oh, but here comes her Thurio. Now must we to her chamber window and give some evening music to her ear.
How now, Sir Proteus? Are you crept before us?
Aye, gentle Thurio, for you know that love will creep in service where it cannot go.
Aye, but I hope, sir, that you love not here.
Sir, but I do, or else I would be hence.
Who, Sylvia?
Aye, Sylvia. For your sake.
Well, I thank you for your own. Now, gentlemen, let's tune into it lustily a while.
Yeah. Now, my young guest, methinks you are melancholy. I pray you, why is that?
Marry mine, host, for I cannot be merry.
Oh, come, we'll make you merry. I'll take you to where you can hear music and see the gentleman that you asked for.
Will I hear him speak?
Aye, that you shall.
Oh, that would be music.
Hark! Hark!
Is he among these?
Aye, but peace. Now I want y'all to hear me.
What?
Sylvia. Great.
Yeah, she is.
Sylvia is awesome! Sylvia is beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
And the perfect mate.
Yes.
I mean, she is better than all the other girls. This we know.
Yep.
And if you ever doubt that, then you're a dusty shrew. Thank you. Are you sadder than you were before? I do perceive thou dost not delight in music.
Not a whit when it jars so.
Or what fine changes in the music?
The change is the spite.
But you would have me play but one thing?
I would have them all but play but one thing. But tell me, good host, how often does Sir Proteus call upon this gentlewoman?
I'll tell you what his man Launce told me. He loves her out of all Nick.
Where is Launce?
Gone to seek his dog, which tomorrow, by his master's command, he is to present to his lady as a gift.
Please stand aside. The company parts.
Thurio, fear not you. I will so plead that you shall say my cunning drift excels.
Yeah, where meet we?
At St. Gregory's Well.
Farewell.
Farewell. Madam, good even to your ladyship.
I thank you, gentlemen, for your music. Who is at stake?
One lady that if you knew his pure heart's truth, you would quickly learn to know him by his voice.
Sir Proteus, as I take it.
Sir Proteus, gentle lady, and your servant,
What's your will?
that I may compass yours.
You have your wish. My will is even this, that presently you hie you home to bed. Thou subtle, perjured, false, disloyal man. Thinkest thou I am so shallow, so conceitless, to be seduced by thy flattery, that hast deceived so many with thy vows? Return and make thy love amends.
I grant, sweet love, that I did love a lady, but she is dead.
You are false if I should speak it, because I am sure she is not buried.
Say that she be. Yet Valentine, thy friend, survives, to whom thyself art witness I am betrothed. And art thou not ashamed to wrong him with thy importunacy?
I likewise hear that Valentine is dead.
So suppose am I, for in his grave my love is buried.
Sweet lady, let me rake it from the earth.
Go to thy lady's grave and call hers thence.
He heard not that.
Madam, if your heart be so obdurate, vouchsafe me yet your picture for my love, the picture that is hanging in your chamber. To that I'll speak, to that I'll sigh and weep. For since the substance of your perfect self is else devoted, I am but a shadow, and to your shadow will I make true love.
Were a substance, you would soon deceive it and make it a shadow, as but am I.
I am very loath to be your idol, sir. But since your falsehood shall become you well to worship shadows and adore false shapes, send me in the morning and I'll send it. And so good rest.
As wretches have o'ernight, wait for execution in the morn.
Host! Will you be gone?
By my halidom, I was fast asleep.
Where lies Sir Proteus?
Mary at my house, for I think it is almost dead.
No, it is not so. But it has been the longest night I've ever watched, and the most heaviest.
This is the time, lady.
Sylvia entreated me to call and know her mind. There's some great matter she'd employ me in. Madam! Madam!
Who calls?
Your servant and your friend. One that attends your ladyship's command.
Sir Eglamour, 1,000 times good morrow.
As many worthy lady to yourself. I am thus come to know what service it is your pleasure for me to be commanded in.
Sir Eglamour, thou art a gentleman. Think not I flatter, for I swear I do not. Valiant, wise, remorseful, well accomplished. Thou art not ignorant what dear goodwill I do bear unto the banished Valentine, nor how my father would enforce me marry vain Thuriel, whom my very soul abhors. Sir Eglamour, I would to Valentine, to Mantua, where I hear he makes abode. And for the road is dangerous to pass, I do desire thy worthy company to keep me from a most unholy marriage. Which line? Heaven and which heaven and fortune still line rewards with plagues.
Madam, I pity much your grievances. When will you go?
This evening coming.
Where should I meet you?
At Friar Patrick's cell, where I intend confession.
I will not fail your ladyship. Good morrow, gentle lady.
Good morrow, kind Sir Eglamour.
Sir Proteus!
You're not Proteus, never mind.
Is that my bad or your bad?
That's bad, my bad.
Don't pay attention to your owner. Okay, look. I was sent to deliver him as a present to Mistress Sylvia from my master. No sooner had we entered the dining chamber, but that he steps me to her trencher and steals her capon's leg. Oh. It is a foul thing when a cur cannot keep himself in all companies. You shall judge. He thrust me himself under the Duke's table into the company of 3 or 4, yeah, we can go around, 3 or 4 gentlemen like dogs. And he had not been there, bless the mark, a pissing while. But that the whole room smelt him. Out with the dog, said one. What cur is that? Whip him out. Hang him up, said the Duke. And I, having been acquainted with that smell before, I knew it was crap. I go to the man that means to whip the dogs. Friend, come here, I got a treat for you. Friend, mean you to whip the dogs? Aye, marry do I, quoted he. Here you go. Sir, you do him the more wrong. 'Twas I that did what you wot of. And he makes me no more ado, but whips me out of the place. Now tell me how many masters would do that for his servant? I will tell you that I have stood in the stockings for puddings that he hath stolen, or he'd have been punished for it. I have stood on the pillory for geese that he hath killed, or he'd have been executed. Well, he'd have been executed. And oh, nay, you think not of this now, do you? Do you think I forget the trick that you served me as we took our leave of Mistress Sylvia? Did I not bid thee mark me and do as I do? When hast thou seen me lift my leg and make water against a gentlewoman's farthingale? When hast thou seen me serve such a trick? Oh. But you get
Sebastian. Sebastian is thy name? I like thee well and will employ thee in some service presently.
In what you please, I'll do what I can.
I hope thou wilt. How now, you horse and peasant? Where have you been these 2 days loitering?
Marry, sir, I brought Mistress Sylvia the dog you bade me.
And what says she to my little jewel?
She said your dog was a cur, and a currish thanks is good enough for such a present.
But she received my dog.
No, Mary, she did not. I brought him back again.
What? Didst thou offer her this from me?
I? For the other squirrel was stolen from me by the hangman's boys in the marketplace. And then I offered her mine, which is a dog at least 10 times the size of yours, and therefore the greater gift.
Go, get thee gone, and find my dog again, or never again return into my sight. Away! Dost thou stay to vex me here? A slave that still in end turns me to shame. Sebastian, I have entertained thee presently, partly that I have need of such a youth that can with some discretion do my business, for there's no trusting to yond foolish lout. Go present this ring with thee. Deliver it to Madam Sylvia. She loved me well, delivered it to me.
Well, you must not love her if you leave her token. Is she dead belike?
Not so, I think she lives.
Alas!
Why dost thou cry alas?
I cannot choose, but pity her.
Wherefore shouldst thou pity her?
Because methinks she loved you well, as you do love your Lady Sylvia. She dreams of him that cares not for her love, you dote on her that cares not for your love. And it's a pity that love be so contrary, and it makes me cry, alas!
Well, take that ring, and therewithal this letter. That's her chamber. Tell her I claim the promise for her heavenly picture. Your message done, hie home unto my chamber where thou shalt find me sad and solitary.
How many women would do such a message? Alas, poor Proteus, thou hast entertained a fox to be the shepherd of thy lambs. Oh, alas, poor fool, why do I pity him? Oh, he that with his very heart despiseth me. Because he loves her, he despiseth me. Because I love him, I must pity him. The ring I gave him when he parted from me, to remember me and bind me to my goodwill. And now am I unhappy messenger, to plead for that which I would not obtain, to carry that which I would have refused, to praise his faith which I would have dispraised. I am my master's true confirmed love, but cannot be servant to my master unless I prove false traitor to myself. And yet I will woo for him, but yet so coldly, because heaven knows it, I would not have him speed. Good day, gentlewoman. Pray you, I be my mean to where you may bring me to speak with Madam Sylvia.
What was you with her, that I be she?
Well, if you be she, I do entreat your patience to hear the message I am sent on.
From whom?
From my master, Madam Sir Proteus.
Oh, he sends you for a picture.
Madam.
Go, give your master this. Tell him from me that one Julia, who his changing thoughts forget, would better suit his chamber than this shadow.
Madam, will you peruse this letter? Madam, I have unadvised delivered you a paper I should not.
I pray thee, let me look upon that letter.
Pardon me, madam, it may not be good.
Well, hold. I will not look upon your master's lines. I know they are stuffed with protestations and full of newfound oaths, which he will break as easily as I do tear this letter.
He sends your ladyship this ring.
The more shame for him that he sends it me, for I have heard him say that Julia gave him this at line. That Julia gave it him at his departure. Though his false finger have profaned this ring, mine, I will not fucking do that to her.
She thanks you.
What sayest thou?
I thank thee, madam, that you tender her so. Poor gentlewoman, my master wrongs her much.
Dost thou know her?
almost as well as I do know myself. To think upon her woes, I do protest that I have wept 100 several times.
Belike she think that Proteus hath forsook her.
I think she does, and that's what her cause of sorrow is.
Is she not passing fair?
She was fairer, madam, when she did believe my master loved her well. She in my judgment was as fair as you, but since she's neglected her looking glass and thrown her sun-expelling mask away, the air hath starved the roses from her cheeks and pinched the lily tincture of her face, and therefore she is now as dark as I.
How tall was she?
About my height. For at Pentecost, when our pageants of delight were played, the youth got me to play the woman's role, and I was trimmed in Madame Julia's gown, which served as all men's judgments, fit as if the garment were made for me. And so I know she's about my height.
You are beholding to her. Poor lady, desolate and left, I weep to think upon thy words. Here, youth, take this for thy sweet lady's sake. Because thou lovest her, farewell.
And she will thank you for it if ever you do know her. Oh, a virtuous gentlewoman, mild and beautiful. Oh, I hope my master's suit is but cold, since she respects my mistress's love so much. Alas, how love can trifle with itself. Here is her picture. Let me see. I think if I had attire this face of mine that was as full and lovely as this of hers, and yet I think the painter flattered her a little. Unless I flatter with myself too much. What is it that he finds respective in her, but I can make respective in myself? Oh, thou senseless form, thou shalt be worshipped, loved, and adored. And if there were any sense in his idolatry, it would be my substance in thy stead. But I will treat thee kindly for thy mistress's sake, who did use me so. Or else, by Jove, I vow I would scratch out your unseeing eyes to make my master out of love with thee.
The sun begins to gild the western sky.
Yep.
Sylvia, Friar Patrick's cell should meet me. She will not fail, for lovers break not hours, unless it is to come too early. So much so they spur their expedition. I'll see where she comes.
Amen! Amen! Go on, good Eglamour. I fear, out at the postern by the abbey wall, I fear I am attended by some spies.
Fear not, the forest is not 3 leagues off. We'll be fine.
Here we go! What says Sylvia to my suit?
Oh, sir, I find her milder than she was, and yet she takes exceptions at your person.
What? That my leg is too long?
No. That it is too little.
I will wear a boot and make it somewhat rounder. I am 6'2". Thank you. How now, Sir Proteus? How now, Thurio? Which of you have seen Sir Eglamour of late? Not I?
Nor I.
Oh! Saw you my daughter?
Neither.
Oh. Why then she has fled. With that peasant Valentine! Oh. And therefore, gentlemen, pray you, stand not to discourse, but mount you presently and follow with me to that rising mountain foot that leads to Mantua, whither they have fled! Come, gentlemen, dispatch! Yes, follow me! Why, this it is to be a peevish girl that flies her fortune when it follows her. I'll after more to be revenged on Eglamour than for the love of reckless Sylvia.
And I will follow more for love of Sylvia than hate of Eglamour that goes with her.
And I will follow for my love of Proteus and my hatred of Sylvia.
Come! Be patient! We must take you to our captain's cave!
1,000 more mischances in this life have learned me how to cope this patiently.
Where is the gentleman that was with her?
Being nimble-footed, he had to outrun us to Cancun. We'll follow our captain and where they fled, and if they get descent.
Come! Fear not, our captain is of an honorable mind, and will not use the woman.
This I endure for thee.
How used doth breed a habit in a man. This shadowy desert, unfrequented wood, I better brook than flourishing peopled towns. Here can I sit, alone, unseen of any, and to the nightingale's complaining notes record my distresses and tune my woes. O thou that dost inhabit in my breast, leave not the mansion so long tenantless, lest growing ruinous the building fall and leave no memory of what it was. Prepare me with thy presence, Sylvia.
Get the fuck away from me.
Howling in what stir is this today? And these are my mates that make their wills their law. Have some unhappy passenger in these. Line.
They love me well.
They love me well, yet I have much to do to keep them from uncivil outrages. Withdraw thee, Valentine. Who's this comes here?
Madam, the service I have done for you, though you respect not all your servant does, to hazard life and rescue you from him that would have forced your honor and your love.
How like a dream is this I see and hear. Love, lend me patience to forbear a while.
Miserable, unhappy that I am!
Unhappy were you, madam, ere I came, but by my coming I have made you happy.
By thy presence, thou makest me most unhappy. Had I been seized by the hungry lion, I would have been breakfast to the beast, rather than have false Proteus rescue me. Oh, heaven be judge how I love Valentine! I do detest false Proteus, therefore be gone. Solicit me no more.
What dangerous action, suited next to death, would I not undergo for one calm look? Oh, 'tis a curse in love and still approved, when women cannot love where they're beloved.
Where Proteus cannot love where he's beloved.
No means no, bro.
Thou counterfeit to thy true friend.
In love, who respects friend?
No man but Proteus.
Nay, if the spirit of gentle moving words can change you not to a milder form, I'll woo you like a soldier at arm's end and love you 'gainst the nature of love. Force ye! I'll force thee yield to my desires.
Ruffian, let go that rude uncivil touch! Thou friend of an ill fashion!
Valentine!
Thou common friend! That's without love or faith, for such is a friend now. Treacherous man! Line.
Thou hast beguiled my
Thou
hopes.
hast beguiled my hopes. Not but mine eye could have persuaded me. I dare not say I have one friend alive. Thou wouldst disprove me. Who should be trusted when one's own right hand is perjured to the bosom? Proteus, I'm sorry, but I will never trust thee more. Count the world a stranger to thy sake. The private wound is deepest. Oh, time accursed amongst all the foes that a friend should be the worst.
My shame and guilt confound me. Forgive me, Valentine. If hearty sorrow be sufficient ransom for offense, I tender it here. I do as truly suffer as e'er I did commit. Then am I paid. Once again I do receive the honest. Who by repentance is not stirred, is nor of heaven nor of earth, for these are pleased. By penitence the eternal's wrath's appeased, and that my love shall appear plain and free. All that is mine and Sylvia's I give to thee.
Oh, man, happy!
Look to the boy! Why, wag, how now? Look up, what's the matter? Speak!
Oh, lying! Oh, God! Forgive me. My master had me deliver Lady Sylvia this ring, which by my neglect was never done.
Where is that ring, boy?
Oh, here, this is it.
How? Let me see. Why, this is the ring I gave to Julia.
Oh, cry my mercy, sir. This is the ring that you wanted to give to Sylvia.
But how camest thou by this ring? At my depart, I gave this unto Julia.
And Julia did give it to me. And Julia hath brought it here.
How? Julia!
Shit, Sherlock.
Line. Behold her that gave aim to thy oaths and entertained them deep within her heart. How oft did you purge line? How oft hast thou with perjury cleft the root? 'Tis the lesser blot modesty finds women to change their shape than men their minds.
Than men their minds. 'Tis true. Oh, heaven, were man but constant, he were perfect. That one error fills him with faults, makes him run through all the sins. What is in Sylvia's face but I may spy, more fresh in Julia's with a constant eye.
Come, a hand from either. Let me be blessed to make this happy close. 'Twere pity two close friends should be long foes.
Bear witness, heaven, I have my wish forever.
And I mine.
A prize! A prize! Luca!
Forbear, it is my lord, the Duke.
The Duke?
Your grace is welcome to a man disgraced.
Sir Valentine.
And yonder is Sylvia, and Sylvia's mine.
Thurio, give back, or else embrace thy death.
Say so!
Come not within the manner of my wrath. Do not name Sylvia. Here she stands. Oh shit.
I'll fuck you up!
Do but I dare you but to breathe upon my lips. I dare you.
Sir Valentine, I care not for her eye. I hold him but a fool that will endanger his body for a girl that loves him not. I claim her not, and therefore she is thine.
I do applaud thy spirit, Valentine, and think thee worthy of an empress love. Know then, I here forgive all former griefs. Take thou thy Sylvia, thou hast deserved her.
Come, Proteus. 'Tis your penance but to hear the story of your loves discovered. That done, our marriage day shall be yours. One feast, one house, one mutual happiness. That's the goddamn end.
so very much for coming out to see us tonight. We couldn't have dreamed of a better audience. It was absolutely incredible. You guys showed up. You were here. You were engaged. We love you for it. I would be remiss, and I can't believe I forgot before the show. Our lovely band is called Only Ever. Amazing artists. You can catch them all over Dallas, playing similar music to what you heard now, but with much more edge than I let them bring you. Because they are incredible. Also, Sherman the dog is on Instagram at dammitsherman. And Justin, who played Proteus, if that dog gets over 200 followers, his 7-year-old is going to lose her mind. So go follow Dammit Sherman. Tip your bartenders, Katrina and Paige inside. They've been wonderful. Thank you to the Wild Detectives. Cheers to you. We will see you all in a few months.
Hot, and my hands are very sweaty. My entire body. I apologize.